You've seen us posting about it all over social media. I'm sure that you've seen the video about it already. We are once again thrilled to be working with Buzz Bicycles. This video is going to be more of a review of the bike, let you know some of the things we really like about it, some of our use case scenarios, I guess you could say, and also go into a little bit of detail why it's particularly helpful for Emily here, so stay tuned.
I'm going on another amazing adventure.
So the bike that we're going to be discussing today specifically is the Buzz Centris. Buzz's folding bike model. They do have other models available, but the Centris is the one that's actually meant to be foldable and portable. So that's one of the features right off the bat that we really like. We are able to put it on the back of our Wolf Pup when we're going somewhere. If we're not taking the trailer, we can actually fit it in the back of the SUV. They are pretty compact. They're about 60 pounds each, so it's not taking up a lot of weight. Like most electric bikes, it does have a pedal assist. The pedal assist goes from 1 to 5.
Or 0 if you're brave.
Yeah, if you can just not turn the bike on and run it at 0, run it like a usual bike. And it actually is, on its own, manually, a 6-speed bicycle. It has a manual gear shift that you can use in addition to the pedal assist or separately from the pedal assist. You don't really use the pedal assist a whole lot compared to me.
I tend to keep it at 1 because I still want to get the exercise that a bike affords you. Whereas you, being a speed demon, like to go as fast as you can.
But she is right. You do have 5 levels, and that means that you have varying degrees of how much or how little you want to work. If you want a real workout, you can take it down to 1. If you just want to get from point A to point B fairly quickly, bump it on up. I usually ride it around between 2 and 3. She rides it at 1, and there's a reason that there's usually a pretty big distance between the two of us when we're riding. Aside from the pedal assist, it does have its own throttle. If you hit the throttle when you're at a standstill, it does not kick in. You have to be in motion, and it will take over for you, but it won't start you from the ground up. And that's actually a good feature that I like because that makes it safer. If you're climbing on the bike and you hit that throttle by accident, you're going to wind up with whiplash. Another thing that's kind of interesting that I've noticed with the pedal assist and the throttle both, you can kind of feel, depending on what kind of terrain you're on, how much that pedal assist or how much the motor itself is working. If we are going uphill and I stop pedaling and I don't use the throttle, I just go under the bike's own coasting power, you can feel a little bit of a, oh, the motor stopped. And then you're now working on whatever friction or gravity, whatever it is that's working against you at that point. So if you are going uphill or you're on a rougher terrain, if you're riding through the woods or you're on a trail somewhere, you do want to keep that bumped up, but be prepared. If you stop pedaling, you're going to feel it. Aside from that, mostly what we have are almost quite literally bells and whistles. Both bikes have a manual bell. Yours came with a special little surprise.
The pink streamers.
I'm not going to go into detail as to why that's a thing with her. It's just a thing with her. So
Anything
her bike,
pink.
Anything pink or sparkly or girly.
Yep, as well, you can't really see my desk right now, but everything is pink.
It's pink. So she got the streamers. I've got the rear view mirrors. They just snap into the handlebars. That's why she doesn't have them, because the streamers are getting in the way. As far as accessories go, you've got rear view mirrors. There is an electric bell that you can get that doubles as an alarm system. There are multiple covers available. You can get a standard or a deluxe. We actually are getting the deluxe cover for ours because it will cover both bikes while it's on the back of the RV. The bikes also have a rack on the front and back of the bike. The front rack we've used a few times to get things like firewood.
Yeah.
So we both ran to the camp store. I got a bundle and she got a bundle, and they just sat right on the front of it. There are straps and netting available from Buzz, so if you want to get those, you can. That will hold your firewood in place. I kind of took my chances on mine, but she used the straps because she just wanted to make sure that it was nice and solid. We did a camp out recently with friends where we brought a dessert, and I just put the pie on the front of the bike and put the netting over it, and it worked just fine. So if you need to transport something, you've got options available. Kind of a basket type. accessory that can go on the front or the back. They've got a cooler that you can strap to the back. We've got a multi-purpose duffel bag. It's got multiple compartments. It's expandable, so it will open up and kind of resemble saddlebags a little bit if you're familiar with motorcycles. We use that quite a bit, partly because we keep our bike lock in that. So if we're parked somewhere, we can take our bike lock out easily and lock the two bikes together, unless I forget to bring it because I was putting other stuff in there. Happened once, it's not going to happen again. As far as what they are useful for, especially as RVers, it's great to be able to just get around a campground. And really, you can't go to many campgrounds anymore without seeing somebody on an electric bike of some sort. They are all over the place. They are fairly ubiquitous at this point. It's just great to be able to get from point A to point B. It also comes in handy if you're in a smaller town or you just want to explore the area.
Yeah.
You can take it through, from the campground into town. We did that recently. We went from the campground to a brewery with some friends. We did a big bike ride out there. Had a lot of fun. It was great. And it wasn't all that far, not that hard to do. Also, if you're staying at places like state parks, national parks, or just large resorts.
It was a really long distance in between our spot and like the restaurants or the pool or the camp store. And it's like a maze there. Like some of these RV resorts are so big.
There was one in Myrtle Beach that was very similar to that we stayed at.
And you would have to drive just to get from, especially like, let's say you were at a park all day and you're exhausted, but you get back and you want to go to the pool. The last thing you want to do is walk like 5 or 6 miles just to go to a pool after you've already walked probably like 10, 20 miles that day. So we drove and there was like 3 car parking spots, if that. And a lot of the other spots will be for golf carts. That's where these would come in so handy.
There are some large campsites. There are some places where you can go. You could probably get through the entire town with an electric bike. And we actually debated doing that at one point for one of our stops recently. Just put them in the back, and then when we get there, we'll park the car for the day and ride the bike around town. In fact, if you want to see how easy it is to fold, watch this clip real quick. Number 1, fold the pedals. I usually pull these up and let it fall because it's just easier than trying to force it down. And the direction that you're sitting, they're going to roll around anyway. So fold the pedals, handlebars, which there is a release key here, and then you just fold that down. That will take care of that. Then you pull the lock latch in the middle. Need to get a good, I'm on the wrong side for doing this. So now you got the lock latch released, and put the kickstand up. Pull this over here like that. And it's got a stand underneath it. You're ready to go. That's it. It took, all told, about 45 seconds, and I was rambling while I was doing that. I think the record that we have seen is about 17 seconds, but that's somebody that is very, very familiar with these and has been working with them for a long time. On average, about 30 seconds to completely break it down. If you want to open it back up, you could probably do it in closer to about 15 to 20 seconds. So it's easy up, easy down, easy storage.
So overall, I think these bikes are just a lot of fun in general. I feel like it's more fun than just a regular bike. There's just something to it that makes it funner, whether it's the speed or what, but they're just so much fun.
And if you want to see how much fun they are, check out this clip. By the way, she's the one that picked out the music for that. I'm not allowed to pick out music anymore because she doesn't like my style of music. One of the things you may have noticed in that clip, especially with her, is she does try to pedal as much as she can. She does keep it usually around 1, maybe 2. But there are advantages to it specifically for her, which is one of the reasons that we love having these particular bikes and working with Buzz. And that is some of the health issues that you've had, right?
Yeah. Narcolepsy and lupus. So those two things will generally wear me out. I will either be so exhausted mentally or exhausted physically. So if we've had a long day of exploring, there's times I don't know my own limits, so I just keep going and going and going, and then by the end of the day, I'm so exhausted, I can't see straight. And these bikes have kind of allowed me to essentially not be scared to take a bike somewhere, to go somewhere, because before I'd be like, well, am I gonna be able to make it back? Like, am I gonna be so exhausted I can't get back? And that was always in the back of my head. So we wouldn't necessarily take our bikes out somewhere. And now with these, it's like, if I do get to that point, I can just up the throttle or up the pedal assist, and I know like it can get me back without having to do a whole lot of work.
You got the throttle, you got the pedal assist. That goes a long way. And for someone who has maybe avoided certain activities, that's a game changer.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah. It has really given me a sense of reassurance, knowing that I'm not going to be stuck somewhere with these bikes if I physically can't get back.
So she always has to be concerned about her own battery, and that her battery tends to run low fairly quickly. The batteries on the bikes themselves will usually last on average about 40 miles. Now that is dependent upon how much you use it. If you're using more pedal assist or you're using more of the throttle, it's obviously going to go down a little bit faster. But in general, it is a very strong battery, and you don't necessarily have to recharge it after every single use if you're not fully expounding on that.
If you want to learn more about Buzz, visit our website, anotheramazingadventure.com/buzz.
And if you decide you want to pick up one of these bikes, make sure that you use the link at the bottom of our page. And when you're checking out, use promo code ADVENTURE. You will get 20% off of your purchase. That includes the bikes themselves as well as the accessories. Now, if you want to go into more nitty-gritty technical specs and individual details, we will be posting a members-only video later on this week where I go into more of the tech talk and the nerd aspect of it. If you want to see that video, make sure that you click on join below. We have 2 tiers of memberships available, so check those out. See which one works for you. Both of them have perks. Both of them have benefits for being a part of it, so just click on that. You can find out more in that link below. And if you found this video useful, please make sure to click that like button.
If you want to see more of us using these bikes, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
And if there's something about these bikes that you've encountered or you just want to know more about them, leave a comment below. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions. You can also reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, we're on TikTok, all the social media platforms. Send us a message, send us an email through our website. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions.
If you want to see more videos about our travels, make sure you check out this playlist here.
And if you want to see more videos about helpful maintenance, organization, RV-related stuff, check out this playlist right here. And as always, make sure that you subscribe to us right here. We thank you very much, and we will see you again in the next video.
I need another amazing adventure.